My name is Valerie Capers, and I live at 800 Grand Concourse. My childhood basically was spent in a place called 1278 Union Avenue. And I remember my father taking me to the zoo so I could see the animals, the elephants and the seals and the monkeys and the lions. That was wonderful. I remember how much fun it was to go to the beach. Most times we went to Orchard Beach right here in the Bronx. And I remember what fun I had playing in the sand. I remember what the sand looked like, and I remember what the water looked like and how the waves broke against the beach when it came close. We went to this farm, and there, I couldn't believe it, I saw cows. They were grazing in the afternoon and the morning. They went out in the morning and they came in at night, and I saw vegetables growing out of the ground. I hadn't seen anything like that ever, and I found my favorite horse. I liked him so much. He was brown, and the horse had the most beautiful, gentle eyes. He looked at you with such love, at least I felt it was love, such gentleness. Maybe my first real hero in my life was my father. My father was a pianist, and he played a lot, and I loved to hear him play. He played jazz music. Of course, Daddy knew Fats Waller, who was one of America's great jazz pianists.
Hey, misbehaving, saving my love for you.
They knew each other well, and they used to play at parties all the time. They were very good friends. As a kid, 7, 8, 9 years old, I would sing and I would dance, and we became a team. Daddy would play songs, I would sing songs, and we were always together. Even when I was 5 and 6 years old, before I lost my sight, he would play, I would sing, and we just had a wonderful time together. When I was 6 years old, I became ill, and as a result of being sick, I lost my sight. I had a combination of strep throat and rheumatic fever. It was a December day, it was winter, and I remember there was white snow coming down. He got a yellow taxi cab. And so there I was. He had me wrapped up. He was carrying me in his arms, and it was like a sort of gray-brown blanket. And we got in a cab, and we went over to Children's Hospital at Columbia Presbyterian Hospital. And that is the last real thing I ever saw, was the city streets of 168th Street and the snow coming down and the yellow taxi. By the time I was starting to recover in the isolation ward where I was there by myself, I suddenly realized I didn't see anything anymore. Everything was dark. Then later on, when I did finally get home, something strange happened. I began to see little pinpoints of light. It wasn't until I lost my sight, when I got sick and came home from the hospital, not being able to see, I began to get interested in maybe creating my own music. Not very seriously at first. I would go to the keyboard, the piano, and I found that I had a good ear, so I could hear something and I could play it back. I remember the first two classical pieces of music that my father brought into the house: Peter and the Wolf and the Nutcracker Suite of Tchaikovsky. And those I absolutely adored and loved and played them all of my childhood life. He wanted me to hear other styles of music or other kinds of music, and I think that was partly because I started going to school at the New York Institute for the Education of the Blind. I got a teacher named Miss Toady. Oh, I was scared of her. She was so strict. I was scared of her, but I adored her. And I wanted to do everything that she would approve of. This is where I developed my, not only love for music, but my passion for music. My enjoying my life and my friends and my music is through what I hear, through what I touch. Music is important to me because it's my language and it allows me to communicate with my fellow man. People respond to music. You can get to people in music in many ways that you can't with words. After going to the New York Institute for the Education of the Blind, I went from there to the Julliard School of Music. You may not have ever heard of the Julliard School of Music, but it's the most famous school for music in the world. I was the first blind person to be accepted at the Julliard School of Music, and I'm the only one to date who went through the entire school earning my bachelor's degree and my master's degree from the school. Well, boys and girls, my fellow friends from the Bronx, I wish for you a very happy and productive life. And I want you to dream big because everybody encouraged me as a child to dream big. And dreaming big means you must have faith in yourself. You must have confidence in yourself. One of the most important things in the world is for you to believe in yourself. You must believe in yourself. Learning and education is the most wonderful, the most powerful thing you have. Never let anything shake you from believing in yourself, no matter what the problems may be. It's not always easy and it's not always simple, but believe in yourself and know that with learning and education, you can dream big.